Welcome, award winners, fellows, colleagues. I'm Philip Diamond, the Executive Director of the RAS. I'm so pleased you could join us today to mark the outstanding achievements of our award winners and to celebrate with them. I do hope you have your glass of fizz at the ready. I'm really sorry that, yet again, we were not able to fill your glasses ourselves. We were very disappointed that we could not have a physical National Astronomy meeting in Bath this year, where we would normally have celebrated with the winners, their family, friends and colleagues. We continue to adapt to the impacts of the pandemic and are very grateful to Professor Carol Mundell and her colleagues at Bath who have put on a superb online conference. I'm sure you'll agree. We are here now though with our award winners, and that is wonderful. I'd like to thank the awards panels who worked so diligently to select our awards winners, and also my colleagues Sue Bowler, Nush Cole and Siobhan Adiosi, and the team at the IET for bringing this ceremony to you. Very shortly, I will hand over to our president, Professor Emma Bunce, who is going to tell you a little about what the Society has been doing during the past few months. Emma will then introduce each award winner, and we will hear from many of them in person. I do hope you enjoy the occasion, and keep those glasses topped up. Over to you, Emma.
Good evening and welcome, fellows, colleagues and friends. I'm delighted to welcome you to our celebration today, which focuses on the extraordinary achievements of the RAS Awards winners for 2021. And I'm looking forward to hearing from many of them in just a few minutes. Whilst we're obviously disappointed not to be able to see you all in person to celebrate together, I'm really pleased that we are able to have our awards ceremony during this very special NAM meeting this year. So that is really positive. We're hugely grateful to Professors Carol Mundell and Catherine Mitchell and their local organising committee for putting together this fantastic virtual NAM conference, which has worked brilliantly. It is fair to say, I think, that when the meeting was postponed last year, we did not envisage that a virtual meeting would be a requirement in July 2021. However, requirements or otherwise, Carol and her team have risen to the occasion and produced a virtual meeting model which can be used in future, even when things fully return to normal. Looking forward to next year, this seems an opportune moment to announce that the University of Warwick will be the hosts for NAM 22. And more details will follow in due course. As I've mentioned before, at the RAS, we have seen the benefits of our online meeting programmes for both the ordinary and specialist discussion meetings, and we're actively working towards a model for successful hybrid meetings in the future, for reasons of accessibility and inclusion for our members who do not live in London, and indeed for those who live overseas, and also with a view to our developing a sustainability strategy within the Society, something which we are currently actively working on as part of our recently established Sustainability Working Group. We have had to adapt and change rapidly, taking us completely beyond our comfort zones, but we have learned to do things differently, and in future, we all agree that we must retain the positive aspects of our altered working practices. Despite an unbelievably challenging year, I am delighted to report that the Society's work has not slowed or stopped, quite the opposite. We have been busy working on various projects, and I would like to just spend a few minutes giving you some insight into our latest work. Our journals have continued to thrive despite the external conditions, and at least from the perspective of MNRAS and GJI, it seems that people have continued writing more papers. In 2020, we have seen a 7% increase in submissions to GJI and 10% increase to MNRAS compared to 2019. This is very encouraging for our well-established, sector-leading publications. I would like to share exciting news with you regarding the establishment of a new, entirely open access, peer-reviewed RAS journal, which will launch towards the end of 2021. This will be the first new journal in nearly 100 years. GJI was established in 1922. The new addition to our portfolio will be entitled RAS Techniques and Instruments and will provide an exciting new international and open access forum for high quality papers in astronomy and geophysics, ranging from instrumentation, data science, machine learning, software, and numerical and statistical methods. We are excited to respond to the potential demand that is seen for publications in these areas and to be able to support the open science model. I'm delighted to announce that eminent scientist, Professor Jonathan Tennyson, has been appointed as the founding editor-in-chief for our new journal, and we are very much looking forward to working with Jonathan and seeing the first papers from RAS Techniques and Instruments in spring 2022. During the last 9 months, we have undertaken a formal review of our awards, medals and prizes. Our review panel has representation from the Council and also from the Early Careers Network and the MIST Task Force, a group who have been actively engaged with issues of diversity of nominations for awards from the MIST community. The Royal Astronomical Society's awards, medals and prizes have a significant profile and play an important part in our activities. As a society, we consider equity, diversity and inclusion to be of central importance to everything that we do. And as such, disparities in the diversity of our received nominations and resulting award recipients should be considered. We conducted a review of our programme of awards and associated processes to ensure that they are fair, transparent and inclusive. As we emerged from our 200-year anniversary, we felt it was a good opportunity to take stock of the aims and purposes of recognition today and to ensure that we are reflecting this modern view in our portfolio of awards. We have consulted with you, our membership, and we were very encouraged that we received nearly 700 responses to our survey, despite the very quick turnaround for input. Thank you all for your active engagement on these important issues. Later in the year, we will publish a report on our findings and actions, but for now, I would like to highlight one substantive change, and that is the establishment of a new set of RAS Education Awards. Council have approved just last week that in the future we will be enhancing our recognition for inspirational and innovative teaching with 3 new awards at primary, secondary and newly at university level. The latter is long overdue, in my opinion, and I am delighted that the RAS will be giving an award to recognise excellence in teaching in higher education too, which is a significant and important aspect of an academic career. In the year where parents have found a new appreciation for the work that teachers do, and at a time when all teachers at all levels of education have given so much throughout the pandemic, it seems fitting that as a society, we can contribute in some way to raising the recognition of their phenomenal efforts. This is a good opportunity to remind you that the main call for nominations for our awards is still open until the end of July, so please consider nominating a colleague. I hope you will have seen the recent announcement regarding a new joint award for outstanding research by women astrophysicists in the UK and Germany, sponsored by Her Majesty's Government, to be administered by the RAS. The Caroline Herschel Medal was announced by the UK Government in early July to mark the visit of German Chancellor Angela Merkel. We are delighted to support this exciting new initiative, recognising outstanding contributions to astrophysics by women based here in the UK and in Germany, and the long-standing cooperation between our two nations. It is great timing relative to the special bicentennial NAM meeting being virtually held in Bath, where Caroline Herschel lived and worked. Caroline Herschel has a profound connection to our society and had a significant impact on astronomy, and as such it is fitting that a new medal and prize should be named in her honour. Thanks to Professor Carol Mundell for facilitating this wonderful opportunity for the Society. I wanted to update you on our participation in a public campaign to negotiate an affordable rent solution at New Burlington House, which would enable us to continue to have a central London location for our activities into the long-term future. The current increasing rent solution will be unaffordable in the medium term for the RAS, and the cost of a move will be a significant drain on our resources and will have consequences for the work that we're able to do. we wrote and asked you to communicate with your MPs to press for a meeting with government to discuss our situation, which you have done. And again, I would like to thank you for your engagement and response to our request. The result of the public campaign and your political pressure has led to two major steps. First, Ministry of Housing, Communities and Local Government wrote to us with a proposal for an alternative agreement. Unfortunately, this failed to acknowledge the unaffordable situation that the courtyard societies are already in, offering to reach essentially the same unaffordable conclusion at the end of the lease. Second, the supportive parliamentarians aiding and advising our campaign secured a Westminster Hall debate. The debate saw MHCLG representative Eddie Hughes MP come under fire from a broad all-party group of MPs, calling on the government to fundamentally reconsider the way it handles Burlington House and its occupants, and to stop treating it as an investment property. Most recently, Sir David Attenborough has written directly to the Prime Minister to urge his intervention to safeguard the learned societies at Burlington House, whose contributions to the planet's welfare, Sir David Attenborough wrote, are under severe threat from the grossly escalating rent imposed by government. We will update you as we know more. The Early Career Network, established in 2020, are continuing their excellent work. This network is being run by and represents the views of early career RAS fellows. One of the aims of the Early Career Network is to focus on discussing career options, and most recently they ran a workshop to support postgraduate students finding their first postdoctoral role. A panel of experts were on hand to offer support and practical advice to 90 participants from across the world. The event was a great success. Please read the article in the current issue of A and G. All these examples of our work speak to our core objectives as a charity, existing to advance understanding and widely share knowledge on our specialist subjects of astronomy and geophysics. As part of that mission, we award prizes to outstanding individuals and groups, and that is the main reason for us coming together today. So, many congratulations to this year's winners, and please enjoy the ceremony. We will now hear the award citations and see messages from the winners. Honorary Fellowship G, Professor Walter Mooney. Professor Walter Mooney is awarded an honorary fellowship for a career in investigating the Earth's crust and upper mantle by seismic methods, and combining these results to come to deeper understanding of crustal processes.
Good day, everyone. I am Walter Mooney of the U.S. Geological Survey in Menlo Park, California, located near San Francisco. Today, it's my great pleasure to acknowledge my designation as an honorary fellow. In view of the distinguished membership of the RAS, I take particular delight in this recognition. I have many fond memories of my attendance at meetings organized by the RAS. On one particular occasion, I spoke about the Earth's interior immediately before the lecture by Sir Martin Rees, now Lord Rees, who described the evolution of black holes. Sir Martin's talk was lucid, informative, and quite memorable. It's probably fair to say that I was the warm-up act before Sir Martin's stellar talk, pun intended. Well, my thanks to the people who supported my nomination and to the council who approved it. And to all of you, stay safe and carry on.
Honorary Fellowship G, Professor Tamas Chelidze. Professor Tamas Chelidze of the Nadia Institute of Geophysics, Tbilisi State University, is awarded a Royal Astronomical Society honorary fellowship for his outstanding contributions to theoretical and applied geophysics.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for awarding me the honorary membership of the Royal Astronomical Society. It is a great honor for me and my country to receive this award. I am the first member of society from Georgia, which does not mean that I am the most distinguished geophysicist of the country. Some of my teachers were not able to win the Royal Society Award due to political situation in the former Soviet Union. This became possible only in the independent Georgia. It was a great luck for me that I was able, together with my colleagues, to take part in several pioneering work devoted to the physics of heterogeneous media, development of fractal models of fracture from laboratory to earthquake scale, application of nonlinear dynamics methods to analysis of triggering and stick slip, as well as seismic process, using machine teaching, machine learning for earthquake forecast, development of seismic hazard maps for Georgia, as well as early warning systems for landslides and floods. I hope that I will be a worthy representative of Royal Society in my country. I thank sincerely my colleagues and my family for support, for patience, as well as Royal Society for accepting me as the honorary member. It is a pity that I cannot come to Bath and contact the Learned Society of our association. I wish to all participants of the National Astronomy Meeting good health and new great personal achievements.
James Dungy Lecture, G. Dr. Karen Aplin. Dr. Karen Aplin has established and developed the new science area of planetary atmospheric electricity by bringing together the previously independent terrestrial and planetary atmospheric electricity communities. For these reasons, Dr. Aplin is awarded the James Dungy Lectureship 2021.
I'm honoured to have been awarded the Royal Astronomical Society's James Dungy Lectureship for 2021. Planetary atmospheric electricity is a subject I've been very interested in for a long time. It's highly multidisciplinary and it goes from weather to space weather, physics to engineering, and far more besides. I'm looking forward to sharing this topic with you in my prize lecture.
George Darwin Lecture A. Professor Filippo Fratinali. Professor Fratinali is awarded the George Darwin Lectureship for his work in developing our understanding of how galaxies evolve by accreting material from the intergalactic medium.
Hello, thank you very much. It's a great honor to receive the George Darwin Lectureship 2021. Let me first thank the Royal Astronomical Society and the panel for considering me, and also very much all my collaborators throughout these years, and in particular my PhD students who have given a fundamental contribution to the work that I'm going to discuss in my lecture. So what about my lecture? I will discuss the process that allows galaxies like our own Milky Way to gather new gas from the environment to keep forming stars. And in particular, we discuss the phenomenon of fountain accretion, which is a phenomenon that actually allows these galaxies also to use the hot gas that surrounds them. And the way they do it is that is through the so-called galactic fountain. Essentially, cold gas from the disk is ejected out into the halo. This gas mixes with the hot material that is present there and cools this material, condenses this material that then can fall onto the disk and feed the formation of new stars. And we think that this process has been very important for the Milky Way and similar galaxies for a long fraction of their life, potentially the last 10 gigayears. And I'm very much looking forward to telling you more in my lecture in October. Thank you.
Harold Jeffreys Lecture G. Dr. San Kotar. Dr. San Kottar is awarded the 2021 Harold Jeffreys Lectureship for outstanding geophysical research into processes in the Earth's lower mantle and core.
Hi there. I'm very honoured to receive the Harold Jeffreys Lectureship, particularly one named after a Cambridge geophysicist and somebody who sat in this library that I sit in today. Harold Jeffreys was very instrumental to early studies of the structure and composition of the deep Earth, and particularly looking at the core mantle boundary. Currently, part of my team is continuing this work by mapping the heterogeneity right above the core mantle boundary, and we are uncovering anomalous zones at the bases of mantle plumes that feed at hotspots at the surface. We speculate that these zones are evidence of the early Earth formation or evidence of interaction with the core. This topic of the geology of the core mantle boundary will be my topic for the lecture that I will give at the RAS meeting next year. I would like to thank whoever nominated me for this award. I would also like to thank the global geophysics community for the truly collaborative spirit and the supportive environment here in Cambridge. I was very lucky to start my career with inspiring geophysicists Barbara Romanowicz and Arwen Doyce, and my thanks goes to them and everyone else who can consider a mentor in the geosciences community. It's been a true delight to build a team of researchers here, and I would like to thank the postdoctoral researchers and the graduate students that have worked with me and share this honour with them. I would also like to thank my partner Colin, my son Nico, my parents, my family and friends for always making sure that I never do deep into the earth or get stuck there and stay with both feet at the surface. My lecture will be next year, but in the meantime, if you're close to Cambridge, I would like to invite you to the Sedgwick Museum of Earth Sciences. There, amongst the fossils, you can find the interactive exhibition that my team built before the pandemic, entitled Deep Earth Explorers. Here you can find out more about our work. Thank you.
Service Award G, Professor Ian Crawford. Ian Crawford, Professor of Planetary Science and Astrobiology at Birkbeck College, is awarded the 2021 RAS Service Award for services to geophysics for his leading role in the promotion of lunar science and human space exploration, both within the UK and internationally, and for his outstanding service to the community over many years as former RAS Geophysics Vice President and Secretary, as well as countless other activities.
Well, hello, everybody. It's great to be here, albeit virtually, and of course, a great honour for me personally to be awarded the 2021 Service Award for Geophysics from the Royal Astronomical Society. I'm delighted that the citation includes, amongst other things, my long-term advocacy for lunar exploration, because I felt that the moon has been neglected for a long time in planetary science, and it's great to see that that's now changing. And of course, I'm pleased that the citation also makes note of my long-term advocacy of human space exploration, which I think will prove to be very beneficial for the long-term scientific exploration of the solar system. It is perhaps slightly surprising and a sign of how far we've come in recent years that the RAS would honour one of its fellows for advocating human space exploration. But here we are, and of course I'm delighted. I have a lot of people to thank. I'd like to thank all of my colleagues, both my former colleagues in astronomy and my current colleagues in planetary science, and especially my PhD students, former PhD students and postdocs. I wouldn't be here collecting this award without you all and your support over the years, so thank you very much. And of course, I'd like to thank those who nominated me. I don't know who nominated me, but I do know that it's always quite an effort to nominate people for these awards, so thank you very much for taking the time to do so and for thinking of me. And of course, thanks to the RAS itself for the award and the associated gift, which includes the rotating lunar globe and the print of Riccioli's moon map that you can hopefully see behind me. And many thanks to the RAS librarian, Shan Prosser, for helping to find the print of Riccioli's map. Thank you very much.
Group Award A, the Event Horizon Telescope Team, represented by Professor Herb-Jan van Langeveld. The Event Horizon team is a globe-spanning interferometer of telescopes observing at millimetre wavelengths. The remarkable abilities of this instrument, coupled with the hard work of more than 340 researchers across the world, led to the first image of the black hole in Messier 87 being shown to the world in April 2019. This image has captured the imagination of millions and signifies an historical achievement for astronomy and humankind. For these reasons, the EHT is awarded the 2021 RAS Group Achievement Award.
It is my pleasure and honor to accept the Royal Astronomical Society's Group Award on behalf of the Event Horizon Telescope Consortium. We are a global team doing millimeter field BI experiments in order to resolve the immediate surroundings of supermassive black holes, targeting mostly M87 and Sagittarius star. The award is a recognition of our diverse team of scientists and engineers operate and innovate the telescopes, transport and correlate the data, calibrate and image the visibilities, run relativistic magnetohydrodynamic codes, innovate the data fits and model comparisons, and finally doing the astrophysics and gravitational physics with it. Our observations have demonstrated that a supermassive black hole at a distance of 55 megaparsecs casts a ring on the sky the size of an apple at the distance of the moon. The prize is an encouragement to continue our work and deliver more fundamental results to our peers and the general public. I thank you for this award.
Fowler Award A, Dr. James Owen. Dr. James Owen is awarded the Fowler Award for 2021 for his theory of atmospheric evaporation in small, close-orbiting exoplanets and his prediction of the radius valley found by the Kepler mission team.
Hello there, I'm James Owen, and I'm grateful to accept the Royal Astronomical Society's 2021 Fowler Award for Astronomy. It is a real honour to receive this award and have my work recognized on atmospheric escape of close-in exoplanets recognized in this way. It has really been fun and a great privilege to be able to work in this exciting field of exoplanets over the last decade. And it's very nice to have this relatively new field of extrasolar planets honored in this way by the Royal Astronomical Society. So I must really thank the committee for recognizing this young field. I must, of course, thank my collaborators who I've worked with over the last 10 years and those who've supported my career recently. I want to especially thank my group, particularly the students over the last few years, for making my life fun and interesting. And I'm definitely looking forward to continue working on new problems and open questions in the field. Thank you.
Fowler Award G, Dr. Richard Morton. Dr. Richard Morton is awarded the Fowler Award for making outstanding contributions to the field of solar physics, in particular for demonstrating the potential for the unification of the theory and observations of magnetohydrodynamic waves.
Hi everyone. I'm extremely honoured to be receiving the Fowler Award this year. I'm very grateful for the recognition that my work has received, as I'm sure that other nominees were great candidates doing amazing research. As is the way with science, I've had many highs and lows on my way here, but I would like to thank my family, my friends, my colleagues and my collaborators for all the support they've given me over the years. Without them, I would not be where I am. Thank you.
Winton Award A, Dr. Cassandra Hall. By connecting the theory of protoplanetary disks to observations, Dr. Hall is building a distinctive research programme at the forefront of the quest to understand how planets form. For these reasons, Dr. Cassandra Hall is awarded the RAS 2021 Astronomy Winton Award.
I am absolutely delighted to receive the Winton Award in Astronomy and grateful to the Royal Astronomical Society for this recognition. I would like to say thank you for the personal and professional support that my mentors, who I'm also lucky enough to call friends, have provided. So thank you to Ken Rice, Tim Harries, Duncan Forgan, Richard Alexander for your support and encouragement. I really wouldn't be where I am without it. Thank you as well to my wonderful colleagues at Sheffield, Edinburgh, Leicester, Leeds and Milan, and my new home at the University of Georgia, USA. I am particularly excited to share the news of the award with my new research group at UGA, and also to the hundreds of students that I now teach introductory astronomy to. I hope you will enjoy it as much as I do. I'm grateful for my support network of friends, my dad, Stephen, and my wife, Natalie, who shines very brightly in my life. I'll continue to work on issues of equality, diversity and inclusivity, and I remember just how fortunate I am every time I look around and see acts of injustice in the world. I'll do my best to live up to the expectations that this award bestows, and I look forward to many happy years in astronomy. Thank you again.
Winton Award G, Dr. Julia Stavarts. The 2021 Winton Geophysics Award is awarded to Dr. Julia E. Stavarts as both an excellent theorist and talent in the analysis of space plasma data. Dr. Stavarts has demonstrated the links between turbulence and magnetic reconnection, unifying two fundamental areas of space plasma physics. For these reasons, Dr. Julia Stavarts is awarded the RAS 2021 Geophysics Winton Award.
Hello everyone, I'm Julia Stowers from Imperial College London. I'm incredibly honoured to have received the Winton Award in Geophysics from the Royal Astronomical Society. I'd first like to thank both the RAS and the Winton Investment House who funded the award. The RAS does such great work as a focal point for the astronomy, space physics, and geophysics communities in the UK, and I'm thrilled to have had the opportunity to be involved with the Society. I am receiving the Winton Award for my contributions to understanding the physics of plasma turbulence and its role in magnetic reconnection. I've been extremely fortunate in doing this research because I was finishing up my PhD just as NASA's magnetospheric multiscale mission was launched, which has been providing revolutionary new datasets for studying the fundamental physics of plasma systems over the past 6 years. In the coming years, plasma turbulence will continue to be an exciting area of research, with more recently launched missions such as Parker Solar Probe, Solar Orbiter, and no doubt other future missions, allowing hopefully myself and others in the field to push forward our understanding of this fundamental phenomenon that's relevant to many plasma systems throughout the universe. I'm truly indebted to the teams of people that have made and continue to make these space missions possible. Throughout my career, there have also been many people that have supported and mentored me both on a personal and professional level. To highlight just a few of these people, I'd like to thank Chuck Smith, who first got me interested in the topic of plasma turbulence as an undergraduate, Anik Fouquet and Bob Ergen, who both supervised me during my PhD, and Jonathan Eastwood, who I worked closely with as a postdoc, and who, along with Tim Horbury, has provided me with amazing career advice as I have navigated becoming a more independent research fellow. And of course, I'd like to thank my family, in particular my parents, brother, and grandparents. Without any of these people, I don't think I would be anywhere near where I am today. So thank you.
Astronomy for Beginners. You were 8 and fishing for planets and stars, slopping a bucket of rain into the backyard. You were waiting for cloudless dark, expecting the pinpoint reflections of Rigel Centaurus or Mars to crystallize under your nose, or a constellation, whole and intact, to glaze the surface like a web of frost. Or what if the moon grew hard and dense in the water's depths, like some knuckle of dinosaur bone? You'd need a landing net. But only Polaris proved itself in the liquid lens, then dissolved when you lifted it out on your fingertip. A Russian telescope didn't help. Some camera obscura inside the tube flipped the map of the galaxy upside down. In the peephole eyepiece, families dangled from ceilings like bats, and sheep hung from green clouds by their hooves. You were 30 by now. Tired of the stakeout, tired of panning for sunspots and fool's gold, you traded starlight for bird life, birds with their costumes and songs and shows. Once, in a shoulder of sand on Windermere's west shore, a dunnock curtsied while eating bread from your open hand. Old brightnesses, old loves, and now you're scanning again for omens and signs, apple bobbing for hypergiants and white dwarves, calling down deep space onto a blank page, trawling for angels and black holes with a glass jar, knowing we're dying, knowing we'll never make it that far. Where did that tin of luminous stickers go? and the solar system mobile spinning on near invisible thread. When she left home, you crashed out on your daughter's bed and woke in a Navajo cave, a remote language of light coming steadily into creation overhead.
Patrick Moore Medal, Ms. Sarah Eames. Ms. Sarah Eames is an acclaimed primary science lead, and her achievements in astronomy education have positively impacted her school community and influenced teaching practices nationally. She shares her brilliant ideas and practices widely and through many organisations, not only inspiring her students with a range of amazing opportunities, but also supporting many teachers. Ms. Eames' passion for all things space is an inspiration to pupils, colleagues, and all those who have the pleasure of working with her. For these reasons, Ms. Sarah Eames is awarded the RAS Patrick Moore Medal 2021.
Hello, I'm here at the Space Centre just to say a huge thank you to the people who actually nominated me for this award. I'm really excited because it's a medal. Never before have I even met anybody who's had a medal. So I'd like to thank Rana from Leicester University for nominating me for this, because without her, I wouldn't have had a nomination, so thank you for that. I'd also like to thank Sandfield Close Primary School and our wonderful head teacher for letting me do most things. Most times I go to her and I say, can we do this? And she most often says yes. So we've done some amazing things at Sandfield. We've had space camp sleepovers, we've had space evenings with parents, we've had whole space weeks as well. So I'd like to thank Sandfield Close and our head teacher Amanda for that. I'd also like to thank the members of Leicester Astronomical Society. Every time we've had one of these events, they've been able to send several people across to actually help us. And we have got a core group that come to most activities now, and they bring their £1,000 worth of equipment with them, and they don't mind the children touching it too much. Finally, I'd also like to say thank you very much to the Primary Science Teaching Trust. It's a little known charity, but it brings together like-minded people, and you get to talk to people about primary science and about space. And I actually met Amanda Paul, who started Space Camp Sleepovers through that, and I really appreciate all the support that the Primary Science Teaching Trust has given me, because it's made me want to do more and bigger and better and actually spread the word about how wonderful teaching space is and teaching primary science. I'm also part of the Primary Science Quality Mark, and again, I can talk primary science to anybody who will listen. So basically, I'd like to say thank you, and a small bit of this medal is to all those people that do indulge me and do listen, and then they do things back in their own school as well. So a huge thank you to everybody involved, and thank you very much to this. For this.
Annie Maunder Medal, Professor Robert Walsh. Professor Robert Walsh has always combined a passion and commitment for public engagement in astronomy alongside his solar physics research. This has featured festivals, establishing a centre for young scientists at his university, and inspiring Blackpool with illuminations of an astronomical kind. He has inspired thousands of people from all walks of life and has been keen to engage all communities. In his work with the IAU, he engaged thousands of young people in the exoplanet naming competition. He is a worthy winner of this award for the wealth, range, and continued commitment to engaging so many people in astronomy. For these reasons, Professor Robert Walsh is awarded the RAS Annie Maunder Medal 2021.
Hi. This gives me an opportunity to thank the Royal Astronomical Society for the honour of being the 2021 recipient of the Annie Maunder Medal for Outreach. It's very special for me to be associated with Annie Maunder. She was from Strabane in County Down, and of course you can hear from my accent that I'm actually also from Northern Ireland. Annie and her husband Walter did a lot of work in trying to understand the sun, in particular the sunspot butterfly diagram. And of course, I'm also a solar physicist working in the corona and trying to understand the magnetic fields that arch up from sunspots into that environment. And of course, Annie also wrote a popular science book to encourage others to get involved in astronomy. And I've had the privilege of being involved in astronomy outreach and engagement for nearly 20 years now. There's so many people to thank who have worked with me and supported me with the public engagement activities that I've been involved in. Firstly, I'd like to thank the University of Central Lancashire and the Jeremiah Horrocks Institute colleagues there who get involved in these public engagement activities and understand the importance of that civic responsibility to go out and tell the local community about what we actually do. I'd like to thank the Royal Institution who sort of set me off in this public engagement path, and in particular working with them to create the Young Scientist Centre and the staff that's there, Joe and Sujata and of course Liz and the rest of the public engagement team at UCLAN. I'd like to thank the International Astronomical Union and their Office for Astronomy Outreach. You know, to be the UK National Outreach Coordinator has been very special, and to work with them and my fellow NOCs, as they're called, from other countries has been really good too. I'd like to thank the Science and Technologies Facilities Council for funding through their public engagement routes some of the mad, outreach ideas that we've actually had. In particular, my most recent fellowship in public engagement, which has allowed me to work with some of the most challenging schools in Blackpool and seeing in the faces of some of the young people there what I was like many decades ago. There's probably other people to thank, and I'm sorry if I've forgotten anyone, but in particular I'd like to thank Helen Mason for all her support, for the team that are helping to put together the large art science installation Sun. That's Alex Winslow and Nettie Miles, Matt Askey, the guys at Pufferfish Limited. My postdocs and PhD students who I've dragged into these sorts of activities, but in particular recently Daniel Gass and Tom Williams. And of course the guidance I've had from people like Sheila Kanani and Sharon Levermont in the last few years. And of course I've got to thank my family, my wife Heather, my son Matthew and my daughter Emma, who I drag to all these sorts of events all over the world, actually, seeing me doing stupid and daft things really, and hearing me talk so many times that they could probably give these talks themselves. When you engage the public with science, it's so much more than simply a transfer of abstract knowledge or a gathering of information for the already interested to ingest in some way. Rather, engagement connects the science, the astrophysics, the astronomy to the public and the public to the science, changing both the engaged and the engager in the process, how you do things, how you interact, how you get your message across and engage people around you. It's about wider society seeing the possible in themselves as users and co-creators of the science endeavour that you're involved with, and that they would want to join you on that. So I'll finish here by thanking the Royal Astronomical Society again for this wonderful medal and an award, and thank you all for listening. Thanks.
Jackson Gwilt Medal A, Dr. Fleur van Leuven. Dr. Floor van Leuven is awarded the Jackson Gwilt Medal 2021 for his reprocessing of the entire Hipparcos catalogue, which remains the reference for the most accurate and complete astrometric data for the brightest stars.
I see it as a great honor to receive this Jackson Gwilt Medal and to see my name on the list of quite some famous names still. The work started with the PhD research of Elena Fantino on the Hipparcos dynamics in the 98 to 2000 roughly, and developed from there. I would like to thank in particular Leonard Lindegren, whose technical support has been invaluable throughout this project. And I thank my family, who suffered for several years while reductions and the writing of a book describing it all were taking place on a laptop at home in weekends and on evenings, next to my daytime job on the Planck data processing developments. Thank you very much.
Price Medal G, Professor Emily Brodsky. Professor Emily Brodsky from the University of California, Santa Cruz receives the Price Medal in recognition for her outstanding multidisciplinary contributions to earthquake mechanics, frictional behaviour, and rock fluid interactions.
Thank you so much for this honor. I'm incredibly honored to be recognized by the Royal Astronomical Society. And of course, science is a collective affair. I think of science very much as a conversation. And so I should acknowledge my conversation partners, because this award is as much theirs as mine. But first and foremost, my students and postdocs who have provided the intellectual energy for this enterprise and are willing to keep talking to me even long after they're gone. And I'd also like to acknowledge my colleagues, especially Thorn Lay, who is also being honored this year, who has embarked on a multi-decade long conversation with me, for which I am very appreciative. And most importantly, I'd like to thank my husband, Francis, and my daughter, May, who find other things to talk to me about. And that, too, is a huge part of being both the scientist and the person that I am. So thank you very much.
Eddington Medal A, Professor Hiranya Paris. Professor Hiranya Paris is awarded the Eddington Medal for her contributions to cosmology, from fundamental theoretical ideas through to the design of advanced analysis methods to the analysis of observational data.
I'm deeply humbled and honored to receive the Eddington Medal, which has previously been awarded to some of my scientific idols. It makes me even more determined to keep working towards the enormous challenge of trying to understand the origin and evolution of the universe. I'm very grateful to my collaborators and especially my students who have shared in that journey so far, and it's been really fun and satisfying to work with you. I would like to also thank my mentors who have supported me throughout my career. I would not be here without you. Thank you so much to the RAS for this amazing honor.
Chapman Medal G, Professor Ineke de Mortel. The 2021 RAS Chapman Medal is awarded to Professor Ineke de Mortel for her seminal work on the nature of waves in the solar atmosphere. Professor de Mortel's unique contributions to the topic of coronal waves stand out from the field, resting on her rare combination of both theoretical and observational expertise. Her work has bridged the gap between idealized MHD models and observations, revealing the fundamental properties of coronal oscillations, quantifying their role in heating the solar corona, and demonstrating their power as a diagnostic tool. For these reasons, Professor Ineke de Mortel is awarded the Chapman Medal.
Hi everyone. Well, it goes without saying, of course, that I'm so sorry we can't actually be together at NAM to celebrate at the conference dinner as we always do for a second year in a row now. So let's hope that at least next year we can all catch up with each other. I'm of course really grateful for the recognition that comes with the award of the Chapman Medal. And I don't really want to make this sound like some kind of Oscar event, but of course there are lots of people to thank. And in particular, I really want to thank and acknowledge the students and postdocs that I've had the opportunity and privilege to work with over the years. Without their input and learning from them, this award really wouldn't be here. And in some ways, this is very much a team award. I'm not going to mention any names, mostly because I risk forgetting somebody, but I hope they all know who they are. And in the same way, of course, I want to acknowledge all the colleagues that I've worked with and collaborated with, or just had a drink at a conference dinner with over the years. Thank you again for all the interactions and all your support. I really do hope we see each other next year at a NAM meeting or at some other conference. So thank you very much, everybody.
Herschel Medal A, Professor Stephen J. Smart. Professor Stephen J. Smart has made major contributions to our understanding of transient phenomena through his work in groundbreaking time domain surveys. He played a central role in the discovery and interpretation of the first electromagnetic counterpart to a gravitational wave source, and led the paper that showed that the merging neutron stars generated a kilonova outburst. Professor Smart is a pioneer in time domain studies of transient phenomena, including in the new and growing fields of high cadence digital sky surveys and rapid data processing. For these reasons, Professor Stephen Smart is awarded the Herschel Medal.
It's a real privilege to accept the award of the Herschel Medal by the RAS. I'm honoured that you think me worthy of this prize and that I deserve to be compared with the prestigious list of previous winners. Of course, it's disappointing not to be there at the wonderful University of Bath in the sunshine. I'm trying to imagine myself there and seeing many of you again, listening to interesting new science, having a beer or food and wine. I hope we can make NAM happen again in person in 2022. I've been a regular attendee and it's a meeting I've always enjoyed, stretching right back to my student. My football playing days are behind me now, but I look forward to our next national meeting. I'd like to pay tribute to the students and postdocs who've enriched my group and my work. The discoveries we made together, and they have led to this award. And I've been privileged to work with many talented scientists. So thank you. You know who you are. And finally, thanks to my precious family who've supported me over many, many years. It is truly appreciated.
Gold Medal G, Professor Thornley. Distinguished Professor Thornley from the University of California, Santa Cruz, receives the Gold Medal in recognition of his outstanding work in seismological analysis, beginning with his discovery of a discontinuity a few hundred kilometres above the core mantle boundary, which has had an exceptional impact on our perceptions of the structure and dynamics of the Earth. In parallel research, he has provided new insights into the rupture processes of the world's most devastating earthquakes and the generation of tsunamis. For these reasons, Professor Thornley is awarded the Gold Medal.
It is a great honor and pleasure to be selected for the 2021 Gold Medal in Geophysics of the Royal Astronomical Society. The list of previous recipients is humbling indeed. I'd like to thank the colleagues who nominated me and the selection committee for this recognition. I was introduced to the field of seismology in the remarkable environment of the Caltech Seismological Laboratory, where I was mentored by Hiro Kanamori, Don Helmberger, and Don Anderson. My engagement with the RAS began as a graduate student member more than 40 years ago, and major chapters of my PhD thesis were published in Geophysical Journal. There's been extraordinary progress across my discipline over the course of my career, and it's been thrilling to be a participant. I have pursued research and studies of large earthquake processes, deep earth structure, and nuclear test monitoring, contributing a small part to the avalanche of advances in these areas. Working with colleagues and students in mineral physics, geodynamics, fault zone studies, geodesy, and tsunami synthesis has greatly enriched my experience and opportunity to have some impact. This gold medal is shared by all who have partnered with me in diverse research efforts. I've also benefited from association with great academic programs at Caltech, the University of Michigan, and the University of California, Santa Cruz. And I thank my faculty colleagues who have helped me to advance my career. I also thank my sustaining partner, Kathy Beatty, who has made life fun and balanced.
Gold Medal A, Professor Dame Jocelyn Bell Burnell. Alongside her academic research, Professor Dame Jocelyn Bell Burnell has made outstanding contributions to astronomy through her national and international leadership roles, notably at the James Clerk Maxwell Telescope and at the Open University, as well as serving as president of the Royal Astronomical Society, the Institute of Physics, and the Royal Society of Edinburgh. Professor Bell Burnell is an inspirational example of responsible, fair, and effective leadership and a world-leading science communicator. She is an unwavering advocate for widening participation, creating transformative educational and research opportunities to underrepresented minorities and those from disadvantaged backgrounds. For these reasons, Professor Dame Jocelyn Bell Burnell is awarded the Gold Medal.
Thank you to the RAS and the person who put together the nomination. This Gold Medal is a rare honour. I have great affection for the RAS and have been associated with it for a long time. My first major involvement was at the postdoc stage. I was an editor of The Observatory, and I was one of the editors responsible for reporting the RAS meetings. So I attended them all and took copious notes. The RAS at that stage had the air of a London gentleman's club. We weren't, for instance, allowed to record the meeting. At the start of each meeting, the RAS secretary read out for approval a minute reporting the last meeting. On one occasion, when John Shakeshaft, the Cambridge radio astronomer, was the secretary, he read out a minute I knew was wrong. So I called out, challenging it. There was a horrified silence and some faint titters from one or two junior members. Fortunately, John Shakeshaft knew me from my PhD days. He paused, recalled, turned to me and said, "You are absolutely right." At the next meeting, it was announced that Council, rather than the meeting itself, would approve the minutes of these meetings. Clearly, we couldn't have a mere girl challenging the RAS establishment. Attitudes have changed and are changing. The RAS continues to be respected in the community. And for all these, I'm grateful for this recognition. Thank you, RAS.
I hope you've enjoyed the wonderful messages from all our winners as much as I have. Thank you so much for joining us for our virtual ceremony, and I really look forward to a time where we can meet and socialise together again. I'd like us all to congratulate our winners once again on their exceptional contributions. So please join me and raise your glasses to toast the RAS Award winners for 2021. Cheers and congratulations, everybody.